Oh, you come on here. Hope you're still there, Luke.
Okay, either way.
Hold on a moment. This needs to stay open for the animals to be able to come in and out instead of being such a pest. All right, who have I got? Sorry it took so long for me to get the stream going. I was trying to download my last video and like it wouldn't accept the thumbnail, and so therefore I had to take a new photo and crop it so that it would fit in. Other than that, the stream wouldn't have been that late. So, anyway, hello to all. I hope that you are ready for a little bit of trivia. This was specially made by hubby. So I'm looking for this to really be pretty good. Awesome, Luke. We'll get a little bit more into the stream and then we'll get started. We had a little bit of rain today. It's quite unusual for us to get rain around this time of year, but we need. It's a good downpour, but it only lasted for about 20 minutes or so. Hi, Mark. Hopefully we'll have a decent little crowd come in and then it'll be worth playing the trivia. Terry isn't going to be able to make it, but when I went to put her link in, she's up to 121 subs now. And Don finally hit over 100, so I am very tickled for him as well. Ah, it really didn't come down all that much. The humidity was high, but it was all right. Hi, Mom. It is definitely more comfortable than it had been the last few weeks. It was me trying to get a thumbnail put in, which it still would have been about 5 minutes late. I was trying to hurry up and get my last video uploaded, but because it was a 20-minute video, it took that much longer. I bet it kind of feels nice though, the good breeze. Now, I wasn't going to go without doing it, not after saying that we was going to have one tonight. That kind of got to me though. Where I run on DSL, it takes a little longer to upload than it would if I was on good Wi-Fi. And so it just kind of posed a problem. And I'd already took a picture for my thumbnail and it wouldn't accept it. Said that the file was too large. So I had to take another one and crop it. which actually I had took another one before I cropped it, and then I just took the one that I had and cropped it. I'm doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. It's been another fast day. Seems like time just keeps speeding right up. Everything that you want to do, you just don't have time. That's when you've got to become Speedy Gonzales. I don't think I'll ever get to that point. Yeah, well, that's nice and stuff, but the thing is, you still have to have good, powerful Wi-Fi. So, now what I do is I use iMovie to edit, and then I move the edited piece over to the YouTube and just upload it directly from YouTube. But it still takes the time because I just run on DSL. Which, seeing that I'm actually doing it on my phone is only running on LTE. Maybe it would be a little bit faster on the DSL. I have no clue. It might or might not. DSL isn't all that fast. It's a lot faster than just normal speed, but it's only strong enough to carry two things. Yep, 3 videos and a live stream. Yep. I look forward to seeing that because I've been wanting to redo that. I mean, I absolutely love the intro. I like how retro like it is, but it needs some fresh photos in there. So, yeah, I was thinking about doing that myself. I look forward to seeing what you bring up. That intro I actually came up with. It is very jazzy, isn't it? I love it. Um, the intro that I had made, I'd done in January. Hubby, we had gone to an kind of like a test facility for people that's getting ready to be team leader and stuff. And while he was testing, I was in the hotel room and I just threw that together. What I had available on my phone, I just threw it together. Kind of helped pass the time away while waiting for him to get back to the hotel. I've been using it for quite a while. Thanks. I like my Great Walks intro too. I don't get to use it very often though. Thanks, hon. Um, Me and hubby was talking today about what we may do when he finally gets a paid vacay and where we're going to go. I'm going to try to get some more park videos in. We've got some really good material that we could do if we go where we're talking about. No, that's perfectly all right. Yeah, I will, won't I? I'll have to get some material out though. and gather up some material and do one for Big Mouth. But yeah, that's okay, Mark, because like I said, I've been wanting to change the pictures and the clips on the intro. I've been wanting to do that. So I greatly appreciate you working on that. Now I'll see what you pull out. I might not have to do anything, which would be nice. I know. That's what I'm waiting on. We're not going to be able to have Terry tonight. She's got other things that she's got to take care of. So I'm going to be missing her, but life happens. It might be. Might be. And it's very much possible that they didn't get notification, which is one reason why that I give the video ahead of time. I mean, I know I'm using it for shout outs, but that's the reason why I give the time as well. So I mean, I could just run it with you and Mom. As hubby said, he doesn't qualify. And if Luke's on here yet, puppy hadn't left. Are you still here, Luke? Oh, okay. You're just rating. Well, that'll be nice. Yeah, that's for sure, hun. You would. It is. It seriously is. And you got to make sure to get my stern look for the end, though. Seriously, I love that stern look that I done. That's like the best out of the entire thing. Of course, you'd have to chop it all and everything. I've still got that stern look if you want me to send it to you on Messenger. That way you could use it. Awesome. I've got the actual photo though if you'd like to get the photo right in there instead of having to crop it and everything. I never did let that photo go. I didn't remove it because it's a very good photo. It does, doesn't it? Determination and ready to just fight fat, face it head on, fight it. There's one that hubby has, Mark. Um, if he'd send it to me, if he hadn't already, he probably had. I'd have to look over my list. But there's one that he has of me hugging a bear, and I already lost a lot of the weight. That would kind of look good in there too if you haven't got all that you want yet. Shoot. She probably doesn't need the answers anyway. I'd say she's got them. I'm going to be doing good if I can read this. Oh, yeah, I had said that that was possible. You could. How you doing, Ian, baby? I'm just glad that you double checked. No, it's okay, Ian. It's okay. Me and Mark was just talking about that, and I said it is possible that nobody got a notification. That's YouTube for you. It is infamous for not sending notifications. That's one reason why I go on ahead and mention the time of the stream when I do the shout outs, just in case notification isn't sent out. That way people still knows. But I have noticed when I look on my analytics, however the heck you pronounce it, it shows that the majority of the people watching my videos is finding my videos through browsing and not through notifications. You would think it'd be through notifications, but it's not. It's through browsing. Which means they're seriously not putting my videos out on recommendation. But that's what they do. The larger, the better. That's okay. She'll get here when she gets here. Hey, D-Mac. Hopefully we've got more to hurry up and get in here. Yeah, I mean, the last thing you want is for her to kind of be rushed. It doesn't work like that. Doing pretty good, D-Mac. How have you been today? Thank you, Ian. Terrific. It's always wonderful to have a good day. You know what I could start doing instead of giving my journey vlog first, I could give the shout out first. That way there's plenty of time for people to catch that particular video so that they've got the time. I think that's what I'll start doing. Hey, Jillian. 25 minutes later. Yeah, I think I'll start doing that. That way there's plenty of time for people to catch the video announcing the time. Then they can just be ready to come onto the channel and watch instead of waiting for a ridiculous notification that may not show up. Yeah, it's just the same though when you ask for a specific email, like for uh, confirmation or something, and it takes forever for an email to get through. I know there was one time hubby had sent a text to mom, and it was still early enough in the evening she could have gotten it. She didn't get it until after 2 in the morning, and hubby had sent it like around 8 in the evening. I mean, that was crazy. So we'll blame it on the internet. We won't blame it on YouTube. We'll blame it on the internet. They do, don't they? Hey, as long as you don't sit, that can be a good thing, Mom. Well, we're waiting to see who else shows up. A general guess, how much do you all think I'll weigh tomorrow? Just a general guess. Today I came in at 174.6. How much you think I'll weigh tomorrow? Oh, I hate it when they get in the nose. That would be an awesome weight, and that would be my lowest mark. That would be nice too. So far, my lowest rate has been 173.8. So 0.5 and 0.0 would be awesome. Yeah, major. Like they're crazy out there, and I just know that my birds aren't wanting to come around because those stupid bees. He doesn't come on enough, Ian. I'd be more than happy to give him the wrench, but he doesn't come in enough. That would be terrific too, Luke. Now, I am going to tell you, I ate some candy, but I didn't eat all that much of my regular meal, so hopefully it won't be bad. How? Somebody take me and get liposuction? Yeah, and the only thing I ate everything of was my fries. I ate over half of the bacon burger, and I had fried mushrooms and ate 2/3 of the fried mushrooms. Yeah, especially seeing I've only got 39 pounds left to go. That would be an absolute miracle, Julian. And then I would wonder what happened. Talk about skeleton. I don't think I'd look very good at 115. There was only two left, Mom. 135. That's my goal, 135. They're not as good as the Dairy Bar, but they are good. They're very good, Mom. A little over halfway, really. I mean, yeah. And that's what makes it so exciting. But I'm wanting to do it even better this time than the struggle that I'd had in the first half. I mean, going an entire year to lose just a little over 40 pounds, that's what I'm looking for. I've been in the 70s for since April. Yeah, that just about did happen on the movie Thinner. He was averaging 15 pounds a night. Do you know of any place that sells them? I mean, surely there's some mom and pop shops around there that sells them. They are good. Mom likes them even more than I do. I like them, but she really likes them. When we lived in Kentucky, Mom got them all the time. There was this place that was similar to Dairy Queen, and she would order them. Yep, it's a small Chinese family. Looks like it might either be sister and brother or husband and wife, and they're really friendly, and they just come to you and start talking to you like you're a good old friend. Really good food. Restaurant. Oh wow. You're missing quite a few things. Wouldn't the Golden Corral have fried mushrooms, Mom? I would think they'd have them. As big as that Golden Corral is, they'd have to have them, surely. Yeah, Mike could. Well, just the sauteed ones. You'd think that they'd have them fried too. Hey, Mitchell. Oh, well, that's okay, buddy. That's okay. You need to spend time with your dad and your family. That's fine, bud. I'll still write your name down just because you at least stopped in and said hi. But that's fine, baby. Enjoy your night. Well, we'll go on ahead and start with the trivia since we've got a few in here, and if any more comes in, they can just catch it. But hubby does need to take himself a good nap and everything, so we'll go on ahead and get started. He's wanting to watch. He doesn't qualify, but he's wanting to watch. So, question one. Oh, believe me, I will. I definitely will. Okay, so question one. How were submarines named in World War II? How were the submarines named in World War II? Yes, he did, Ian. The United States subs, which he did not put in there. But we're talking about the U.S. subs. Mom's got after generals, U-boats, after naval heroes, military boats. They chose the names for the submarines from World War II after marine life. So the U.S. submarines in World War II were named after marine life, different types of marine life. Give them some examples, hun. List a few examples. Yeah, that's just what they done in the World War II. It's what they chose. Okay, number 2. Name the only movie Tom Hanks was in that featured his future wife as his romantic interest. Name the only movie Tom Hanks was in that featured his future wife as his romantic interest. Anybody else? Believe it or not, Ian got it. Volunteers. And his now wife, or at least was, is Rita Rilson. She was his love interest in the movie Volunteers. They weren't married yet. That's a good question. How did you know that, Ian? You have no idea. Sometimes you young people surprise yourself, don't you? Number 3, name the movie that John Candy co-starred with Maureen O'Hara. It was the last acting credit of her career. Name the movie that John Candy co-starred with Maureen O'Hara. It was the last acting credit of her career. Uncle Buck's a really good movie. It happens to be Only the Lonely. C. Mac and Mark got that one. Would you have known that, Mom? I didn't give you a chance to answer. I'm sorry. Do you know any John Candy movies, Mom? Mm. Um, he did play in one about a summer camp, yeah. Number 4, longest running drama series in U.S. history. Longest running drama series in U.S. history. Well, that's a good one, Ian. That's a very good one. That was running even when I was younger than you. I'm actually giving the point to Luke because he said Law and Order. It's the Law and Order SUV series. It has run 21 seasons. And it happens to be the only Law and Order that I like. Number 5, former U.S. president who tried to pack the U.S. Supreme Court. Looks like an N, hun. Former U.S. president who tried to pack the U.S. Supreme Court. Yeah, I got pack. I just didn't get court. Rich Roosevelt, D-Mac. That's correct. It was Franklin. So Luke, Mark, and D-Mac has got 2. Eisenhower, huh? No, it was FDR. 6. How many states did Reagan win when he was reelected in 1984? How many states did Reagan win when he was reelected in 1984? Or is that a 6? 84, okay. Well, according to this, he just got Minnesota, which was his home state. So yes, 49 is the answer. And that puts you up on the board, Julian. Alfred Nobel, founder of the Nobel Peace Prize, invented what destruction item? What destruction items? Nuke. Yeah. Alfred Nobel, founder of the Nobel Peace Prize, invented what destruction items? You're welcome. No problem. It is the dynamite. So Mom finally gets a point. And Luke and Mark is tied at 4. Number 8, voice of Mr. Magoo. The voice of Mr. Magoo. Well, you done good. Really? I wouldn't have known that. I'm going to have to check that out. I wouldn't have ever known that. I love the movie Rebel Without a Cause. They are correct. It is Jim Backus. Had you ever watched Gilligan's Island, Ian? Oh, okay. Well, then there wouldn't be any way of me describing him to you. Number 9. Name both the writer and the artist for the original Spider-Man comic series from the 60s. Both the writer and the artist for the original Spider-Man comic series from the 60s. That's okay. Yeah, Stan Lee's the writer, but who was the artist for the 60s series? We also need the name of the artist. It happens to be Steve Ditko. Very good, D-Mac. I think Jack Kirby had done a lot of the artistry, but I guess Steve Ditko was like the very first of the series or something. I don't know. I don't know. Hubby is a comic freak. He knows everything about the comic books. So. You're all right. And the very last one, number 10. Name the original company that published comics such as Marvel and Captain America in the 40s, but it's not Marvel Comics. The company that published Marvel and Captain America in the 40s. There you go, guys. Hubby cleared that up for you, let you know what Kirby done and what Ditko done. Nope. Well, it happens that DC is a completely different comic company. They're not even related to Captain America and Marvel. Hey, it was still a good guess. Very good, Luke. Yes, the Timely. And then they became Atlas and finally Marvel. Yep, as it happens, Luke won with 6. Mark came in with 5. D-Mac came in with 5. Julian got 1. Ian got 1. Mom came in with 2. Yeah, hubby done all that within an hour. So that's pretty good. And we was talking about it while we was eating, and as soon as we got home, he got right on it. It was a good mix. I did ask for him to give some moderate questions for the younger folks because I knew not everybody would be able to guess the older questions. But yeah, that was a very good mix of questions. He could come up with all kinds on food, I'd say. Very good mix. And honestly, I did not look at the questions he was writing down. I just let him go at it and left it at that. There's a good possibility. He's probably all excited because he done a good job at the questionnaire. I get to sleep now. He's round up. Yeah, if you can, hun. I don't think he's going to be going to sleep very soon. I really don't. I don't think he is. If I know my husband, I know he won't. I don't want you up here. Mama don't want you up here. Lay down, be good girl. Hello, Andrew Todd. Hey, Nikki. Oh, wow. Yeah. Good night, D-Mac. No, that's a good thing. You too, Luke. Good night. Well, we just got done doing trivia. Now we're just going to do general chat, which most usually we talk about whatever. Had you been listening all along, Nikki? Should do a what? Oh, yeah, that's right. You're out of the bathroom now. Right. I forgot. I'm sorry. Well, maybe this time you'll get that nap, Mom. Outfit of the day, huh? I should do an outfit of the day. How would I go about doing that, Andrew? I reckon I could. I never thought about doing anything like that. Yeah, we remember now, Ian. I forgot all about that. Well, if you would go back and watch any of my videos that I posted today, you'd see what I was wearing. Oh, shoot, Julian, be nice. It always is. It's possible I might be able to get Big Mouth out there tomorrow to do a video. I might be able to. It's according to the temperature. Now, how many are excited about watching Big Mouth do the parks? Let's move on, Nikki. Let's move on. New subject. New subject. You are, Ian? I look forward to attempting it. It's definitely going to be something new. And I look forward to trying it. I think it's going to turn out very well. I hope it brings some good traffic. All right, break it up, you three. Break it up. Break it up. Come on. I know you guys love each other, but that's enough. Let's break it up. New subject, folks. New subject. Come on. I might have to start timing out these three. They get into it, and I'm going to have to time them out. So I think what I'm going to do for Big Mouth's first part, I'm going to do a more simpler one, see how well that goes. I'm really hoping that it'll bring some good traffic in. Well, the best thing that I can say to get around that completely, Mark, is just don't say that she's ever in the bathroom. And Nicole, when you have to step away, don't say that you have to go to the bathroom or anything. Just step away, and when you come back in, we won't know any difference. And that way, nobody's got fuel to say anything. The way I see it, and this is how I am, anytime I need to go to the bathroom, I don't announce it, I just go. So just no announcements. Just simply say that you had to step out. Simple. Just had to step out. That way you're not lying. Well, we do take a joke, Julian, but it is getting a little old. It really is. Anyway, let's move on to a new subject. I love you three. I was thinking of either Pogue or Hewitt, but Whitehall would be good too. Yeah, that's another thing. There are other people on the chat that wouldn't be into it. So we, like I said, anytime anybody's got to step out for anything, just don't say anything, period. That way it's, because we don't need to talk about that anyway. It was fun the first time, but not every time. So thank you, Mark. I appreciate that. But yeah, and Right Hall would be a good idea too. Nice and simple. Like the outfit of the day, correct, Andrew? Thank you, Julian. I appreciate it. Thank you. I know you're a curious man. But anyway, so I've got the three simpler parks to start Big Mouth out with and see how that goes. And if it's not too hard to do, then I will move on to doing the other parks that I've done. I just really hope it brings traffic. I really do. It wasn't too bad of an outfit. And this temperature, it'll be nice when it's more comfortable just wearing t-shirts. It should actually start cooling down a little bit, getting back down into the lower 90s and 80s. We're getting close to September, so it should start cooling off a little bit. Not by much, though. It never does cool off very much, not until like very late December, and then it starts getting a little cold. But by the time March comes around, it's already very nice again. We don't have long cold winters. They do get somewhat cold, but they're not very long. Got to go out and eat with hubby. That's always fun. Ooh, how hot was it for you? What temperature did you have to practice in? It's always fun. Mid-90s, yeah, that's hot enough. It's definitely hot enough. And me and hubby, we only get to eat out once or twice a week. And so I don't know if we're going to get to eat out tomorrow or not, but it was good today. Yeah, that's okay, Nikki. That's all right. We'll just go on ahead and move on. The other fun thing that I did though was I done a painting my nails video. Yeah, we're staying in the upper 90s. Now we literally just got out of the hundreds for 3 weeks straight. Julian. And not when it's same o. I always shop for the same thing. I love trying new places. Hey, I'd been telling every one of you that if you didn't start talking straighter, that I was going to give you time out. It's just for me to stay cool. That's all, Andrew. It is fun shopping if I'm shopping for smaller clothes because I'm losing the weight. We are happy, but I'm not going to be a liar. I said plainly that I would time anybody out who wouldn't talk right. And as much as I hate to do it to our good buddy, I'm not going to lie about it. He just had to push the issue after us saying stop. Yummy. Mom makes good spaghetti and meatballs. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. Nothing. It's just the shirt. Wow, 2 spaghettis today. That would have been pretty good. Hubby's been making spaghetti, but he only fixes enough for himself. Where he sleeps during the day and stuff, me and him, we just kind of fix whatever we want for the day instead of fixing a meal for the both of us. Just kind of makes it easier that way. No, I don't like it when you leave chunky stuff in there or when you try to make it spicy hot. Hey, Dylan, I had a double bacon cheeseburger, french fries, and french fried mushrooms. Spaghetti would have tasted pretty good. I've been half tempted to eat hubby's spaghetti, but another reason why I don't really eat spaghetti that often is because it leaves me feeling hungry. So it's almost a waste. Oh man, that's a bummer, bud. Oh well, he wouldn't drop a subject after we had asked him to, so I put him on timeout. Yeah, I do. I really like that. Hello, Grandpa. Yeah, I'm wondering if he's going to come back on or not. He might not after I done that. But I'd been given warnings. I hope he does. Yeah, there was some very good questions, Grandpa. Hubby actually made a ten questionnaire, and a couple of them was about the war and some presidents. That's true, Dylan. That is absolutely true. And I had been giving people warnings that if they didn't talk right, that I was going to give them time out. So, I didn't want to do it to him. And, like we had all just dropped it and then he brought it up again. And I had to do what I had to do. And I don't like doing it to my friends, but I've got to stick to my own rule. So, so how are you and Luna tonight, Grandpa? Yeah, at least I didn't take his wrench away. I just gave him time out, that's all. Yeah, I think the timeout's good enough, though. Now, I'm not going to go to the extreme. I think timeout was good enough. That's great to know, Grandpa. Yeah, you can give timeout. So if anybody starts, there you are. Julian, don't make me time you out again, buddy. Please drop it. Anyway, if anybody ever misbehaves on your chat and they're a special friend of yours, Dylan, just give them a timeout. Hey, Grandpa, hubby wants you to let's see if you can answer this. How were the U.S. submarines named for the World War II? How did they name the submarines for World War II? The U.S. submarines. One more time, Julian, and I'll have to completely knock you out of the chat. Don't make me do that to you, buddy. After gods? No. um, for World War II, the U.S. submarines was named after marine life. That's a subject that hubby's been talking about pretty well all day, how that they have named the ships, like what type ships is named after what, and the submarines and all that. And pretty interesting. He gets into all that kind of history. He loves historical facts about the wars and things. So we can have fun in other ways, Julian. Stop picking on Nikki, serious. Stop picking on her. That's a good question, Dylan. Not yet, Ian. I'm going to give him a little bit more time. I'm a very forgiving person. Anyway, I think the most interesting thing is how that some ships they have named after presidents. I think that's very interesting. After presidents or after generals. And you need to stop being a big brother poking on your sister's shoulder. That's what you remind me of, Julian. A big brother going poke, 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 trying to get your sister to yell, Mommy! Most of them are, Grandpa. You're the one that won't stop, Julian. Talk about these other subjects with us. Talk about the ships and the subs and other subjects that we're talking about. Stop picking on Nikki. Stop complaining about Nikki. Just ignore Nikki like Nikki's ignoring you. We're talking about other things here, buddy. Let's move on. The what kind of ships? Ammunition ships after volcanoes. The NTB render ships after mythological figures. Tender. Oh, okay. Thanks, guys. I appreciate that. Well, what's some of the ships that was named after the volcanoes? Name some of the ammunition ships. I want to hear these different names. I don't know the names of these ships. The only one I keep hearing about is the USS Enterprise. And I know that that was a plane carrier. Well, just make sure that you're not doing anything other than just talking with us about what we're talking about. Yeah, I don't either. I really don't. I know that there's the carriers, but on the whole part, I really don't know anything about ships. Not about the warships. So name some of the ammunition ships that U.S. Reagan. What kind of ship is that? The USS Reagan. What kind of ship is that? I know a little bit about history, but not enough to pass. I'm finding history to be more interesting now than I did when I was in school. Only if you really deserve it, Julian. I think the timeout was good enough. That would be sad, wouldn't it, Dylan? Man, I'm not good in math at all. The aircraft carrier? Oh, okay. The Reagan. Hmm. Now, I told hubby that you was a paratrooper. Was I correct, Grandpa? Is that what you'd said, that you was a paratrooper? No, Julian, you was just going too far about the bathroom issue, that's all. It's one thing to kind of poke fun at people, but it's another thing to drag something out that's more personal. The 82nd Airborne. Wow. Which war was that, Grandpa? History is interesting. It really is, Ian. I'm finding it to be a lot more interesting now than it was. I didn't take all that much interest when I was in school. Oh, you didn't serve? Well, actually, a lot of us is, Julian. It's not just about Nikki. It's about all of us. For one, my mom being in the chat, she's not into that kind of talk, and quite frankly, I'm not either. And it's not good for Ian or Mitchell. So, it's just is sometimes having crude jokes and poking fun isn't any good for anybody. But you didn't serve during combat. Which war was it, though, Grandpa, when you was actually in the service? Absolutely. You're still my buddy, Julian. That hasn't changed. We just be a little bit more cautious about what we talk about because we do have young people. We've got even older people that's not into that kind of talk. And as I've said, I want this to be a family friendly chat. So private matters needs to stay more private. Absolutely. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Well, you all know what I had. I'm going back to Grandpa. Which war was it, Grandpa? I know you said that you didn't serve during the combat, but what time was the war? April 75 and the war ended May of 75. Ah, I see. Okay. Ah, we've got a hungry man. So that would have been the Vietnam War, correct? I do not know the war in time eras. I do not. I don't. But I'm assuming it's the Vietnam War because I'm thinking of Forrest Gump and it showed the Vietnam War and like it being the hippie time and all that. So I'm assuming it's the Vietnam War. Okay, thank you, Grandpa. Did you like jumping out of planes, Grandpa? Did you enjoy that? That is a good movie. It really is. For me, if I was to try to do any parachuting, I think it would literally make my heart come out of my throat. I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could handle it. It's definitely one of those kind of movies that you can watch again and again, for sure. Hinton, hey baby, how you doing? No, it's not quite my favorite movie ever, but it's close. I've got tons of favorite movies. It'd be hard to find any one single that's absolutely 19. Wow. Oh, cool. I'll have to definitely check that out. Since you came in, I get to do a shout out for you tomorrow, so I'll definitely be seeing that. Oh, wow, Dylan. Wow. So, talking about favorite movies, what is everyone's favorite movie? Serenity? I don't know. I've ever heard of that one. Oh, Julian, tell us what's one of your favorite movies. I know that you've got other things to talk about, buddy. Front of the Class, Breakfast at Tiffany's, of course, As Good as It Gets, and Forrest Gump. Oh, okay. I've never even heard of Serenity. I have got so many favorite movies, seriously. I wouldn't be able to name any. The Lion King. Yeah, Places in the Heart. Heaven is for real. I watched it, and it's a very beautiful movie, but I couldn't get into it. And some movies, they're good, but you can't get into it, just like a book. Yeah, the first God's Not Dead, which I haven't seen the second one. Huh. I'll definitely keep that one in mind, Dylan. I've written it down. I'll have to see if I can find that somewhere and check it out. Okay. Yeah, correct. Considering that they was on a very small budget. It got boring after the dad got trampled under. It's on Amazon Prime? Okay, because we've got Amazon. I'll definitely try to find that. Let me write that down. I'm gonna write these movies down for Big Mouth. Thanks, hon. So, watch Serenity. Forrest Gump. Lion King. Yeah, it is. Nutty Professor. Which one? The old one with Jerry Lewis, or the newer one with Eddie Murphy? That one's pretty good. I like the one with Jerry Lewis. I'd have to find that one again. It's been a while. I'm writing these down. I'm thinking I did see the third one, and it really wasn't worth it. Jerry Lewis played in The Nutty Professor, Mom. And I know Fred Murray did, but Jerry Lewis did. And it happens to be the one that Eddie Murphy played was based on the one that Jerry Lewis done, not on the one that Fred Murray did. Awesome, Dylan. See, the one with Fred Murray, he didn't change into anything. Good night, Ian. Fred Murray didn't change into anything. He just kept forgetting that he was getting married and everything. Kept messing up. But with Jerry Lewis, he would experimented with some stuff and changed into some. He went from being a nerd to being some fancy smancy man. And Eddie Murphy went from being a fat man to a skinny man. He experimented with some chemicals and went from being humongous to skinny. That's what Mom was thinking of. Absent-minded professor. Yes. That's what Fred Murray was on, the absent-minded professor. It is easy to get mixed up, though. I think I've done that too. Got them mixed up. The Nutty Professor would be a really good review. Both of them. The one with Eddie Murphy and God's Not Dead. I'm making sure to have every one of these. And you'll definitely give me a good lineup when I do the movie reviews. Places in the Heart. Places in the Heart is such a great movie. And I have to say, Sally Field's very best. Yeah, I'm still yet to watch that. Oh, isn't it? Yeah, I haven't even seen it. And honestly, I'd forgotten that they did make a sequel. Okay, I sure will. I'll do that, Dylan. Yeah, there's two videos for me to watch that Terry done today. I don't think that there's any way of her retrieving her I don't think there's any way of her retrieving her chat from yesterday. And that's a shame because that was a good one. We're not mad, Julian. I'm not kicking you out either, buddy. If you leave, it's on your own accord. We're not mad. We just don't want to talk about private matters, that's all. Okay? I mean that's simple enough. We don't need to talk about that kind of stuff. Just simple. Yeah, the only way that I want you to go is if you can't stay awake. I love you being in the chat, Jillian. Just I want these chats to stay clean for everybody, especially when a certain somebody shows up that really likes to twist words around. And I'm very grateful he hasn't shown up today. I mean, he would take off with what you guys was talking about, and I'm trying to keep his mouth down, you know? So we've really got to watch what we talk about on this chat. And that goes for anybody, Julian, just not you. That goes for anybody. We're over it. We're talking about other things now. We're fine. We want you to stay. You make great conversation with all of us, and that's wonderful. Including my mother. If mom was to step out of line, I'd give her a timeout too, which I don't think she would, but I would if I'd have to. But absolutely, Dylan, you know who I was speaking about. So anytime, we need to watch what we talk about, because if he's ever in the chat, he would run away with it. And I'm trying my best to keep that young man's mouth tamed. I've never grown up either, Julian. But we can still have fun without poking fun, We don't need to mock people or make fun or anything. We can still have tons of fun. I mean, gee, we laugh all the time. We have tons of fun, and we don't have to twist it around in any way. It's always really good when we get talking about God and stuff. So, we don't need to talk about other things like that. We really don't. Well, I would, Mom. It's a good thing I know that you won't put me in that position where I'd have to. He really does. He really does. And it's pretty bad when somebody comes into the chat and somebody else says that they're not coming back if that person is there anymore. And that has been told to me that if that person ever shows back up, they're gone. And I don't want to lose anybody in the chat because of somebody else. I'd say. I'm not. And quite frankly, Mom, I don't want to grow up. I'm grown up enough to be an adult and be responsible, but I'm still childlike enough to have childlike faith and be a kid when I need to be. Hey, garage selling is pretty cool, honestly, especially when you get to do sales. That is true, Nikki. We do. And I've seen him behave. He's a very good kid when he behaves. So, yeah, absolutely. You was thinking of the Kids Are Us. Absolutely. Yep. Anytime I go to Walmart, I have to do everything I can to keep from ever going through the toy aisles, especially the Barbie aisle. That used to be my favorite toy spot, to go through the Barbie aisle. And on occasion when I walk on that side, and I'll just glimpse. I won't walk through the aisles, but I'll glimpse, and then I'll see the row with all the pink for the Barbie, and I'm like, don't go in there. In some ways, he does. In some ways. I didn't get to go through Toys R Us that often. I'll tell you the place that had a really nice toy area, and that was Hills. Okay, Julian, thanks. I appreciate you coming in, buddy. I really do love you, man. Don't you ever forget you've got a good friend right here. Who remembers the Hills department store? I would have thought that they wouldn't have, honestly. I don't know what made them. Yep, and that's another place that shouldn't have rent down, is the Hills. Does anybody know about the Hills department store? Besides just me and Mom? No, we do not have a Kmart. Woolworth? Ah, ah. I never was too keen on Kmart. I never really did like Kmart that much. Yeah, but there was Hills in Kentucky too, Mom. And in West Virginia. I'm forgetting West Virginia as well. Me and my first hubby used to go to the one on 5th Street in West Virginia. And matter of fact, I think that was the last standing Hills because by that time the Hills in Ashland had already went down. Yeah, there's very few Sears even around now. We've got a Sears here, but it's on the way out. Our Kmart didn't have a cafeteria, did it, Mom? Is it? J.C. Penney's is the better of the two. I'd always liked J.C. Penney over Sears. They always had good sales on clothes. J.C. Penney's always had good sales on clothes. The one in Kentucky did. It might have been a rumor, but who knows? I understand that a whole lot of the department stores are seriously going under. Radio Shack is gone. Radio Shack was a good place. Yeah, I think J.C. Penney is going down as well. Yeah, and Payless was a good shoe store. We had a Payless here that just went out of business 2 months ago. Yeah, a lot of our clothes. You had bought me a real good pair of Nike tennis shoes from J.C. Penney. They was on a clearance sale. I wore those things till I couldn't wear them no more. They were so comfortable. Huh. Everyone's first phone? Well, my first phone after I moved from mom's, uh, it was a wall hanger. And it was kind of a simple phone. Green. That's all the color mom ever got was avocado. After avocado ran out, then mom had to get herself a push button slimline that was a dusty rose, wasn't it, mom? Mom loved those slimlines. My very first one was a 5, an iPhone 5. But as far as it goes for my landline, we had a simple digital type touch tone that hung up on the wall. A 9-button dial cell phone. We've come a long way, haven't we, Dylan? Spiegels, oh man, I forgot all about Spiegels. Maybe it was Spiegels that you bought me those Nike tennies. I just know that they was on a clearance sale. You still have an iPhone 5. They're good phones. They're very good phones. I gave mine to my granddaughter. She finally messed it up so it wouldn't even keep charge anymore. The iPhone 5s and the 6s are pretty good phones. I'd still be using my 6, but the screen completely went out. We had an Oldsmobile. Me and my first husband, we had an Oldsmobile that had a phone in it, but we never did get a carrier to set it up for us, so it was useless. Well, she taught you faith at an early age. Ah, 42. Yeah, it probably would have been useless. We just never did bother to get a carrier for ours. So, I mean, we had no use for a car phone the way it was. It was in there, it was in the car, but it useless to us. Yep, I was 42 when I got my first cell phone. Yeah, I think the really old car phones was the size of a regular house phone. I think. But yeah, that's awesome, Dylan. You learned faith at a very young age. Those hills aren't good for much of anything serious. I know, humongous. Going around with one of those box cell phones is like, well, we was there in May. We couldn't use the phones for anything. We was only able to use our phones while we was in the hotel, and that was somewhat a little sketchy. Once we got out of that hotel, we couldn't use our phones at all. I wouldn't have a flip phone myself. I wouldn't want one. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the reason why I wouldn't have a flip phone is for the simple fact that you have to click once, twice, or three times to get a specific letter. Yeah, hubby for the first time got to actually try a KFC buffet. I took him to one. Catherine, don't start. She was just looking out the window, you silly little kitty. Catherine, she ain't done nothing to you. Man, you could be so spiteful. My goodness, kid. No, you wouldn't even be able to enjoy the chat, would you, Dylan? All right, Nikki. Give Reagan a kiss on the forehead for me. It does. A computer only does so much. Now, the one thing that I miss is having a tower. I would love to have a tower computer again. Serious. I mean, this laptop, it's all right. And it does what I need it to. But I would absolutely love to have a tower computer again. Probably is it any new Windows though that I would really like. I had always liked the XP. It was the best. I tried to hold on to the XP as long as possible. Oh, I see. Okay. I don't think anybody liked the Vista, right? Yeah, Windows 10 now. I don't even know if the Windows 10 is any good, honestly. Tablets are okay. Um, any mobile device is awesome. No, they've made it really difficult though, Dylan. I mean, if you tried to do any kind of interaction, they've set it up so that it's got to be exclusive. They found ways to make more money. Computers are very good to use for major networking, and then like the phones and the tablets are good for more mobile. Ah, so it really worked better to just get a brand new Windows 10 instead of trying to upgrade. I guess you should have stuck with Windows 8, but that's another thing. You get any hardware and like, or the software at least, you're using the type Windows that you love the most, and they no longer sell the software for that particular, and you're out of luck. Wow. Yeah, that's not in my dollar range. That's as bad as the iPhone, right? I do appreciate this laptop. It's kind of slow. I mean, it takes a while, and it is only running on DSL, but shucks, it does what it needs to. This is a Windows 7, so it's a little on the old side, but I don't use it for anything other than uploading. Yeah, we've heard enough about the politicals, haven't we? I can hardly wait to put my vote in next month, seriously. I'm anxious for the runnings and get all the votes in and get it done and over with. Acer's a good brand though. Well, at least it's decent. I think this is an Aspire. That's what it reads, Aspire. It's got an AMD in it. That's true. Acre Aspire. It just says Aspire. And Acer Aspire. It just reads Aspire. Acer, yeah, that's what it is. Acer Niplify Aspire. So yeah, mine's an Acer. I'd say that's the reason why this is running so good because it does have an AMD. That's that one that you done the unboxing with, isn't it? I'm glad that it's working good for you. Wow. Now, I don't upload the videos directly on here. I directly upload on my cell phone. And then with this, all I do is I do the editing where I put in everybody's links and I put my stuff on the playlist. Other than that, I use the phone for the uploading. All right, Mark, have a good night. We'll run this for about 15 more minutes. It's going on 2 hours and 30 minutes. So we'll run it for about 15 more minutes and then we'll all say good night. Man, I keep feeling like I got to sneeze. Sorry about that. Um, we had a little bit of a rain today, which is unusual around this time. It only lasted for about 20 minutes or so, but it was a good rain. We've got a ditch in the back here, and it filled it up. California's still going through a drought, isn't it? I know we definitely needed it because for like the last 3 weeks, we was running over 100 degrees every day. So we seriously did need a touch of rain. The ground was literally cracking up. Droughts and wildfires in California, it just seems to not let up. Grandma's being dry right now. Well, it might head her way. It might. Um, Terry and Circles, she lives in Pasadena, and they was having rain for a couple days. So no, no, I didn't. I didn't share that. But yeah, Grandma might get some unless it continues just traveling north. Be good for her to get some of it. Well, I know you're talking to me. At least you're talking to me now instead of growling at the dog. Catherine, she's got this fetish about the DVD player. You just you pick up the remote and she just knows that you're going to be fooling around with it. And as soon as you open it up to put in a disc, she's on it like that, watching and waiting for you to close it. And when you start to close it, she attacks it. She does it gently, but she still goes after it. It's like it's a fun game to her. Well, that's awesome. Um, did he grow it all in buckets? I mean, you can't grow watermelon and cantaloupe in buckets. Must, despite it being sand, it must have pretty good soil. Can't grow cucumbers in buckets either. Not really. I certainly hope that you get some rain soon, Dylan. It has finally started cooling down again. I mean, it was even uncomfortable at night, but now it's getting comfortable again. I was actually able to walk around the lot last night. It felt good enough to walk around the lot. Oh, okay. Did the onions and the turnips turn out okay? Oh, but at least you got some onions and turnips. Sounds like the right ingredients for a nice garden salad. Have you got anything to say, Grandpa? Oh, I'd say that feels refreshing. You love turnips, huh? Wow. I'm not too much of a veggie lover. There's very few vegetables that I do like. I like mushrooms. I like them cooked and sauteed and raw. And I like broccoli. I like broccoli raw, but my stomach can't handle broccoli raw, so I have to cook it. And I like green beans if it's fixed with like good bacon fat, the bacon grease and onions. Other than that, green beans to me they're boring unless they're fixed up like that. Have good pieces of bacon and stuff like that. No, the ones in Houston was pathetic. Now we've got decent ones here. Nothing like the ones in Kentucky, but they're decent. Zucchini is a good vegetable. What I like about zucchini is it takes on any flavor that you cook it in. How many likes the Golden Corral? How many has tried the Golden Corral? No, I haven't. I hate tomatoes. Despise them, no matter how they're fixed. Unless, of course, as a spaghetti sauce or a ketchup, the exception to the rule. Yeah, I'll have to check that out, Grandpa. Are there any Golden Corrals up there in Maine, Grandpa? Close around where you are? Uh, so have you ever tried a Golden Corral? I'm gathering that you haven't. Another good one is Duff's. Ah, hey Mom, there was I don't remember who it was. Somebody had come into the chat some time ago and we was talking about the Golden Corral and I had mentioned Duff's and it happened that the Duff's that's in Gallipolis, was it? Where we would go. I believe it was Gallipolis where that Duff's was. Anyway, the Duff's is still operating according to that one person who had came in. Now that is a very good restaurant, and you don't see a Duff's anywhere. Not according to the one person who came in one day. This was when I had started doing the chats again, and this person lives in Ohio and said that the Duff's is still there, that it's still operating. How far is it to Augusta? Yeah, maybe you could try that sometime, Grandpa. And go to the Golden Corral for a special Veterans Day meal. It'd be something special. Get yourself a good steak or whatever. Huh. Oh, yeah, that's right. You don't have a car. I forgot. We haven't talked about cars for so long. I forgot you had said that you hadn't had a vehicle. You're still wanting to make yourself a makeshift traveling van, though, aren't you? Nice. I'm glad that there's places that honors the veterans and stuff. I hear you, Catherine. Yes, Mommy hears you. Yeah. Huh. I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt that one bit. Does it Whataburger as well? I believe it is. You don't think so? Well, that's good of him. Well, we're in a very good conversation, but I'm going to go on ahead and close this out. So I'm going to tell you good night. Yeah, I couldn't either, Dylan. I've been there though. I have been without transportation and it's rough. I hate it. But anyway, guys, I'm going to shut this down. I love every one of you and you have a wonderful night. Love you guys.